as I mentioned before, there are two main indicators. There is the VR Donchian indicator. I'll send you a link for that. But basically, that is in Marketplace. Even if you go into Marketplace and go into the search option and just put VR in there, in indicators, it'll come up with that actual indicator. So that's a free version. There's plenty of training on it as well. One thing I would suggest, once you load that onto your chart, and I've already loaded on to my second chart here. So the first chart you're seeing here is the standard MT4 setup. So what we want is we want to make sure that the MT4 setup is set up the way we're kind of going to want to be trading this strategy. So it'd want to be on a 4-hour chart, and as I said before, you're just going into the marketplace, the bottom tab of your MT4 platform. You're typing in VR under the indicator, and you'll come up with VR Donchian. I'll send you a link as well, so if you're not sure where to go, just automatically have your MT4 platform open, then go click on the link, and the actual, when you go into this this link here, it'll give you the option to download the free version. So you just click on that, and it'll automatically put that into your marketplace on your indicators. So you'll see under indicators, you've got marketplace. It'll just drop in there as VR Donchian. So what we want to do now, once we've got that on there, we're part of the way to setting up the system, the indicators. So I personally think it's good to have the indicators on the screen, because as you're doing your testing, you'll be able to identify whether a trade's setting up properly or not, and that's good for feedback to us. You know, if there's any issues you find in the strategy, you can report that back to us, and we can have that resolved. So one of the things I like to do with the charts, and it's a personal preference thing, is I like to set them up to candles, and I like to make that chart a little bit bigger, and then we're going to add in the VR Donchian. So we'll do that now. So again, under market, we're going to drag it across. There it is there. And it'll give us that dialog box that comes up. We'll allow DLL imports. Go OK. Now, one thing that we typically do here is we set that Jeff's primary settings on this are 20. Is that right, Jeff? I've got Jeff in the room, which is handy. So pretty sure our typical settings are 20, so we'll go OK there. All right, so what that does is that accelerates the speed at which these upper and lower bands are moving. So we're going to get a look back period of 20 instead of 24, which means that these are a little bit more responsive. Now, the other thing that we want to add to this chart to complete our indicator set is the trend color. So if we come down here, I'll send you the link for the trend color, and allow DLL imports again as well, and that basically gives us our settings for the system. So 2 indicators, nice and simple. We haven't got too much happening on the charts, which is great. Now, once you've got that, what I will do then is you'll also get a file that I'm going to be sending out, which will be, and I'll just grab a copy of that, which will be your EA. So your indicators are set up, your chart is good to go, but you don't have a strategy on there yet. So that's the expert advisor. So if I go, I'll just go in here, and here's our 4-hour strategy. What I'm sending you is I'm actually going to send you the EA, and the EA will look like that. So Feb version 1, that's what you'll be getting today. So that will come out, and all you're doing when you get that file is you're copying that file, and you're going into, for those who haven't done this before, File, Open Data Folder. You're going to go into MQL4 Experts, and you're just going to paste it into that folder. That's it. Now, typically what happens is you usually need to log out and log back into MT4 before it'll appear on your EA options. So down here on the EA options, you'll see it'll appear under Trend Trader 4-hour. So that's what we're looking for. Obviously, it'll be Feb V1, so I need to update mine. So that will be. So now that you've got you've got the system. So we'll go to the chart that's got it loaded up. So we'll add it to the chart, the EA to the chart. And anytime you drag the EA over or attach it to the chart, it'll come up with some options. So you want to go allow live trading and allow DLL imports. Now, depending on whether you've got a live or a demo account, if you've got a live account, I would definitely suggest demo trading this initially. Just to get a feel for it, you can run it on all of the pairs, the 7 pairs we've tested so far. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot more testing and a lot more pairs. So there's so many iterations of this strategy that we can come up with. It's quite exciting. So, and the beauty of it is, it's not going to, if you've obviously with the forex market, you're able to reduce your lot sizes, your risk down, and test across multiple markets, and it gives you the ability to be picking systems and picking a nice balanced portfolio. So one of the things that you'll want to do is once the EA is on, you'll see that it's trend trade of 4-hour Feb V1 it should be, so that's my old one. If you want to auto trade that, you click on auto trading and that'll turn that frown to a smile, and then you're away. So basically this is set up good to go. So if I'm looking at the chart now, I should have the color, the trend color on the chart. You'll see there that we've got the trend color displaying. We've got the VR Donchian, which is the 2 outer bands and then that midline. And then we have the EA in the top right hand corner. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be on to test, but it's on at the moment.